Hello, EDU1C Nation. How are you? Welcome to my class. I'm Professor Taylor, Tim Taylor, and this is the best class you're going to take. I'm not self-centered on that. It's just such a relevant current course, and it's really going to help you understand CTE, how it's funded, how legislation's done, and it's a lot of fun. So let me introduce myself. I started out as a teacher in Folsom, Cordova, back in 1986. I was an alternative ed teacher. So I worked with kids that were expelled and really fell in love with the alternative ed world. I was also a career tech teacher at night, teaching business and keyboarding, etc. So in my veins from the beginning, I was here to help out the most vulnerable kids. I went from there to juvenile hall in Sacramento, where I taught maximum security for about 6 years and really enjoyed working with those kids. Most of them were heading off to state prison or CYA. They had committed some really tough crimes. It was during the mid 80s. We had a lot of tough gang issues. And my job was to get their literacy skills up, GED skills up, and get them prepped for their next transition, and had a good run there. Then I did 12 years over in Elk Grove District, where I ran the adult education program, career tech ed, alternative ed. We built 53 schools in that growth era and learned a lot in a great school district. Moved from there to assistant superintendent at Sac County Office of Ed, where I was in charge of countywide all the career tech programs. I was also responsible for the juvenile hall programs, Boys Ranch, alternative ed, and foster youth. After that, I became the county superintendent in 2012 at Butte County up in Oroville, and had a great county office there. We did a lot of statewide projects serving migrant ed children, a lot of career tech ed. We did a parolee reentry program statewide, and really enjoyed that tenure. And currently I'm the executive director of the California Small School District Association. So we represent 62% of the schools in California. Those are schools that are small, 2,500 kids or less. And we do a lot of advocacy, legislation, policy, and support those small rural schools all over the state, from Oregon all the way down to Calexico. Really enjoy my current job. Been there about 3 years. I've taught this class and taught in the CTE program, gosh, for about 10 or 11 years now. And I really enjoy this class. This class is focused, like I told you, on legislation, policy, and finance. And really, you're going to learn some of the history of that, but you're also going to be right in the heart of it. Right now, legislation is being developed. You're in the greatest time in CTE history since 1850s. You have California's committed to about $500 million for more career tech ed support in high schools and middle schools. We're seeing a lot more commitment in the community colleges, about $250 million, but also in all these workforce development programs, whether it's apprenticeship, retraining, taking displaced workers, veterans, seniors, and all helping them getting career tech skills so they can get a new job, a new career. So your degree is golden, right? It's how you use it and how you understand career tech ed. I will unload on you a lot of information around that. And I have one philosophy as a teacher to student. I don't want you to get caught up. I'm not a fan of things being perfect. Get it done, right? Don't let perfection get in the way of done. I want you to learn. I don't want you to stress over all the words you have to put together, or maybe a video or something. I just want you to get it done. I want to see your growth as a learner. This course will be designed for your interest. Your first week will be to understand your why. My why, I know my why. My why is to help vulnerable children have opportunities to have a successful life. That's my why. It's my core of what I've done my whole career, continue to do, and fight for kids that don't have a voice, teachers that are in tough conditions. And that's my why, and that's why I keep fighting for it. I'm a huge believer that career tech ed is a pathway to help solve that tough problem for our vulnerable kids. The class also, I think, will be adjusted. We may have some great opportunities to watch legislation in action. And so I want you to see that in action, because it's really exciting, and it also teaches you a lot about it. Again, I want you to go back to what you're doing. Your assignments are pretty layered for you. Each week you have a discussion, which is a 5-point thing where you're going to watch something, possibly read something, and then put a discussion out there for everybody to read. Please encourage your colleagues, your fellow students with some comments to affirm their beliefs and what they're doing, or even show some disagreement. Be respectful, but I think that's good to show everything. Most of your discussions after week 1 will be a video interview of me with someone current in the field in a variety of different areas, where you get to watch somebody who's a statewide leader and is actually a leader in action, right? There'll be someone in the field that is doing CTE out there. The other thing I want to do is talk about your assignments. You have an assignment each week, and you'll see the discussion points are due each week. That's your deadline. So you get one on a Friday, it's due the next Friday. Kick that out. Those aren't a ton of work, but get that done. Have them done every week. I don't take late assignments on discussion. Even if your dog ate your paper or something, just get them in. And then secondly, the assignments have a soft due date. So you'll see assignment 1's due the first Friday, the 8th, but you can actually turn in everything on May 19th. I'm good with that. Don't really recommend it for 2 reasons. I have to correct a million papers last week after class, but also people fall behind and can't catch up. And the deadline for everything is May 19th, right? So some students fall behind and they go, I can't finish it, and you end up getting a 0 on a week because you missed that 19th deadline. I'm here to work with you. I will have office hours on Thursdays at 6, or feel free to drop me a text or an email, and I'll call you back and we can kind of work things out. The other big thing that you'll see throughout the course is again, personalizing it for you. The end goal of this class, after you go through 3 or 4 weeks of learning about the history of CTE finance and currently, is you're going to come up with a concept, whether it's a bill, a policy, or maybe a grant proposal, and you're going to work with me on what you're looking at. Again, personalized. If your passion is disabled veterans, that's where you're going to focus in on, right? And then the last thing you're going to put together is a 2-minute testimony that you're going to, you only get 2 minutes when you testify at the state capitol or in DC, or usually even with a foundation. These people don't have a lot of time. They want to know what you want, how much it's going to cost, and what an impact it's going to do. So you're going to do a 2-minute video. I will show you some samples of those so you can see, but you're going to present like this on a Zoom call or a YouTube thing and get it to me and do your best and sell what you want to do, because that's how you're going to learn. You're going to learn by doing something. I am, for the first time, we do have a book we're using. It's right here, The History of Career Tech Ed. And I usually don't use books, but this is a really good one. And also, we agreed that Dr. Ravelis and Dr. Corinthia Sherry would also use it. So this is going to 3 different classes. And the difference with what I'm going to do is you get to choose between 1 of 3 chapters. You're going to read 2 chapters in your assignments. I think it's week 3 or 4, or 2 or 3. And just read a chapter, and then you're going to write a summary, a half page or page summary on that. Again, I don't want you to stress on that. I know some people read and have to write so much. I'm more about what you learn. And what did you learn from that chapter? What did you learn from discussions? What did you learn from myself? I am here to tell you, and I kind of want to end on this, that in the beginning of this course, this first week, you're going to talk about what's your why. You're going to talk also, your assignment's going to be, how did career tech impact you or didn't impact you in your life? Maybe you didn't have any access to career tech ed, and how did that feel like an empty gap? Where other kids have gotten a great career tech experience, whether it's culinary art or something in their high school. You're going to talk about that. And so you become passionate. I want you to become an advocate for CTE. You're going to have a degree in that. This is what's built our country, in my opinion, is the base of vocational ed for the first 150 years, and now career tech ed has helped this country so much after world wars, after the pandemic, after change in technology. Career tech is the pillar of our country. It really is. And I want you to understand that in your own life. I will show you the hundreds of different opportunities you can take with a career tech degree. It was built, this course was built to train people to become CTE teachers. We've really broadened that out. You can become a job developer. You can be an apprenticeship consultant. You can work at the State Department. You can provide technical assistance to youth. You can build up your own business around it. It really is a great field. And both at the federal level, we're seeing historic allocations of funding. And in this state, we have at least 500 million new money going into high schools. We have 250 million going into community colleges. It is such a great time for you to really grasp what CT is, personalize it for you, and give me a sales pitch at the end. What policy would you want to create to help change the world? What area would you like to see in a bill? And to me, that's what this course is all about in the end, is you learning what CT is, personalize it for yourself, and then really take a deep think how you can take this degree and help your own life and career. So that's what I want to say. Your first assignments will be posted along with this. This is my little introduction video. Again, you can reach me via my cell phone number is 916-949-1601. I'll put that in the syllabus. Easier to reach me at my work thing. I look at that email all the time. Not quite as quick on the Sac State one. It's kind of a double link. I don't really like that one, but you can also send one on Sac State. And again, feel free to join me on Thursdays for office hours, and looking forward to working with all 35 of you. And I really want you to learn something about yourself and career tech ed. Thanks so much for being in the class. Looking forward to seeing you over the next 6-7 weeks.